Welcome to After Dark with Dr. Mike, and I'm Dr. Michael Coots, and sitting across is the man with the mechanical brain, the living computer, Mr. Marty Muniz. How you doing, Marty?
Good.
And
how are
many
you?
brownies did we have for lunch today?
Well, it wasn't a brownie. It was, I injected a what was it that I injected? It was.
You don't remember.
It was. I injected one marijuana. That's what I did.
Okay, we'll go with that. I'll make a note. And we have our newswoman, Gwen, with the Hot Spots Weird News. How you doing, Gwen?
I'm doing great, Dr. Mike. How are you?
Pretty good. Did you inject anything today?
No, unfortunately.
Well, I guess 1 out of 3 ain't bad.
Not bad at all.
2 out of 3?
Huh?
Oh, 1 out of 3?
Yeah,
that
well, you didn't you? You're lying.
No,
Why you
no,
would lie to
no,
me like
no,
that?
No.
Okay. Before we get started with weird news, I have cute news. Just a real cute thing I saw today. A high tide came up in California on a beach where a farmer or a rancher's cows go, and a baby pup seal got caught in the mud. The farmer and his ranch hand, or the rancher and his ranch, not farm, whatever in the hell I'm trying to say. These two guys noticed that these cows are in a circle, and they couldn't figure out what it was, and so they watched for a while and went over there, and these cows, being maternal, having calves and stuff, were pushing the baby seal with their nose very gently out of the mud towards the water. And in the water, they saw several seals, like waiting or whatever, afraid to come up. So the rancher and his ranch hand went over, and they picked up the baby seal, and they carried it to the edge of the water, and the seals that were waiting took it and left. I thought it was pretty cute. They took pictures and everything, and there's these cows. You can see this little track in the mud, and they're slowly nudging it along with their noses, trying to get it back to the water. And people say animals are not intelligent. I say that most people are not intelligent. And my word is law in Universe 1. So, what do you got for us tonight in the weird shit department?
So much weirdness and so little time, but I'm going to give it my best shot.
Okay.
Speaking of cows that you were just talking about, cowbells are banned in Austrian town for being too loud.
Damn.
Let's hope Christopher Walken doesn't get a fever in Austria.
Now, if they haven't seen Saturday Night Live and the Blue Oyster Cult skit, they'll never know what that means.
A farmer in the Austrian town of Stolfhofen has been court-ordered to remove the cowbells from his cattle, Der Spiegel reports. Neighbors of the farmer complained that the ringing of several bovine bells kept them awake at night, particularly as the bells clanged against metal feeding troughs. The farmer, whose name has not been released, argued that the cowbells actually produce a calming noise, spoken like a true farmer. He also argued that cowbells are an Austrian tradition. The judge, however, countered that cowbells are not traditional to residential areas, according to the BBC. The judge visited the small village himself and noted that the cows were in an enclosed field where there was no need for cowbells. Oh, no. Cowbells are generally worn by cows that roam over large open pastures so that any cow that becomes separated from the herd can be easily found, according to MSN. So, on July 17th, the farmer ruled, or the judge ruled, that the manner in which the farmer kept his clowns...
Damn. People who are stoned should not read news.
Cow clowns.
Cow clowns, oh my god. Does that
Look
mean they only can paint in black and white? Like big black spots on their face?
So you're basically saying ICP doesn't stand for Insane Clown Posse? It stands for Insane Cow Posse? Oh, man.
No offense.
I don't know if Shaggy 2 Dope and Violent J would take to that, you know what I'm saying?
Well, you said it. I didn't.
Please don't hurt me.
So the way the farmer kept his cows was unbearable for his neighbors, and there really wasn't any reason for the cowbells, the judge thought, because they were all enclosed, so he wasn't going to lose any. He could look out and see the cows. He didn't have to listen for the cowbells. So the judge ordered that he would be, the cowbells had to be removed, and if he refused to remove the bells, he faced a fine of €100, which is well over $100.
Damn.
That's I can't imagine going to Austria and not seeing like Bessie the cow without a cowbell.
Well, I do know this much, that Der Spiegel, the magazine they were talking about, was the first magazine to publish pictures of Adolf Hitler. Okay, next story.
Oh, I think I remember.
No, you're not that old.
No. That, in classic magazines.
Right.
That picture, Der Spiegel. I remember seeing that on the front of the cover. So I
have that particular magazine edition that when it happened, it's in a little shrine I keep. No, I shouldn't have said that, because now people will be like, fuck you Nazi bastard. That's not true. It was a joke. Fuck y'all. Okay, go ahead.
Well, let's go to Oscar's smelly wiener. Happiness is a warm bun. Paradise is an exclusive ride in the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. Ah, you thought it was something else, didn't you? And a chance to get answers to all the questions the world has been waiting to ask. On the top of that list, the legend of the hot dog smell button.
Oh, my God.
Only those, you know what I'm talking about, the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile?
Oh, yeah.
That has the
Everybody
wiener on
knows
the
about
top.
that.
Oh, yeah.
They have two versions.
The wiener on top and a hot dog in a bun on the inside.
Right?
But the wiener's on the top.
Right, and then the other version... and the other version...
It took a little time, Marty.
Well, I was just thinking, it kind of depends.
Well, the other version has a foreskin on it. It's called... Never mind. Go ahead. What does it do? It smells like a hot dog?
Only those in the inner circle of Wienermobile lore know about the hot dog smell button. It was said that the captain of this majestic meat ship could press said button,
Jesus.
and the Wienermobile could emit a smell of beautifully charred Oscar Mayer hot dogs. He would have subliminal control over the lunch decision of dozens of passerbyers. So, in a recent news interview, a Wienermobile driver known as a hot dogger finally confirmed the legend. The smell button is real.
Nice.
Well, I've heard every one of those terms in a bathhouse, so it's no big deal. I also heard today...
Does it smell like hot dogs?
It depends. You have a blindfold on. It tastes like a hot dog. But
so you're saying you've heard majestic meat ship before.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I've heard Dwayne Johnson, a.k.a. The Rock, described that way. And I've heard the one we know as Riddick, Vin Diesel, described as that. So, yeah.
Meat ship?
Yes, absolutely. A two-legged... Never mind. But I did hear today on the news that several top executives at McDonald's restaurants did confirm they have a secret menu. And it's hidden, and it's not on anything you can see. You have to know about it. Sort of like the McDonald's exclusive class. But for all those who listen, if you go and you ask for a McGangbang, you get like this big lunch, dinner combination thing. Whatever. I think next time I go, if I went and asked for a McGangbang, I'll probably be face down on the hood of my car with a bunch of guys going, let's go, yay. But I don't know. And so all those who are listening, and Marty, you look like you're about to roll over, go with the next time you go to McDonald's, say, I want a McGangbang, and see what they do.
Well, In-N-Out Burger in California has that.
In-N-Out Burger?
In-N-Out Burger.
I thought that'd be a hot dog joint. Okay. So, what about In-N-Out Burger?
In-N-Out Burger. In-N-Out Burger, which is an actual food joint.
At least you can laugh like that in the microphone.
You can go to the drive-thru and ask for like off-menu type of burgers. They've got the animal burger or something, or animal fries. Animal fries.
I've heard of that. I've actually heard of that.
Yeah, they put everything on it.
Wow.
So yeah,
it's like when you ask for a suicide soda, they miss
they put arsenic in it.
Oh yeah, they put arsenic. A slow, painful death. A very slow, painful death. That would suck out loud in public with slurping sounds. No, it's a flavor all mixed together.
Yeah, they go and all the soda fountains, they go in a row and hit them all and put a little bit of each one in the cup. That's what they...
It's called a suicide soda.
So what does it taste like?
Tastes like piss to me.
Like a rainbow.
Oh, Marty.
No.
Like a rainbow. Holy cow.
I went to In-N-Out Burger in Denver. And I asked
they
for
don't have an In-N-Out in Denver.
Then I must have been pretty fucked up. But I asked for a Canana burger. Tastes like cod and relish. Never mind.
Cod?
A Cananer,
Oh, okay.
Pootananny.
Oh.
Cananer. Poontang. God, you two look like I'm speaking a foreign language, man. What?
I don't think I'm the one that injected the marijuana.
I'm just naturally like this, man. This is me. Oh my God, are you blushing and sweating over there?
Yes, this is. I'm trying to think of every kind of like
Combination.
every other word to describe what you were talking about. Waiting to see Marty, like the light go on. It's like, oh, okay, yeah.
It's Cananner, man. You know.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's go to science.
Okay.
I don't know
Go
if I
ahead,
can
Dr.
read
Wizard.
this. Oh, okay. Getting hot here. Biologists with Germany's Bielefeld University and the University of Basel in Switzerland said that they studied a transparent aquatic flatworm called Macrostonum hystrix and
Okay.
how it mated.
Oh my God, this would be good.
And this little thing is only about like 1.5 millimeters long.
Jesus.
And they're little worms. And what they did was they took 50 of them and divided them. And the ones in one environment, they kept alone. You know, they separated them so each one was alone.
So they had little cells for them.
Essentially, they couldn't get to the other ones.
It's like a prison.
And then the other environment, they let them be together.
Orgy.
Yeah.
So one was a prison and the other one was an orgy.
Orgy,
Okay,
yes.
Gotcha.
The one in the orgy, they sat there and were able to reproduce with each other.
Woohoo.
And they reproduced and they had babies. And so in the ones in the cells, they found that they reproduced with themselves.
Oh.
And they checked the prisoners.
Right.
And they found that they had sperm injected into their heads. And they have little penises that are like hypodermic needles.
Jeez.
And then the orgy group, they had more sperm in their tails. So essentially they're saying they what's the best option? You know,
Anal
if you
sex,
don't.
apparently.
No. Nah, that's not it. That's not the message that this research
Well,
came
you said
up with.
sperm in the tail.
No, it's
Well,
pretty much
heads or tails.
It pretty much gives new meaning to go fuck yourself.
But hypodermic in your own head?
That's okay.
So they got sperm on the head, sperm in the brain.
Sperm on the head, yeah. But
Or as my gay friend says about good-looking young man, sperm on the hoof.
Sperm on the hoof? Well,
Oh,
that's sperm on your feet then.
Their eyeballs are turning white.
We broke
Can we
both
hit
wings off and hit the side of the mountain on this one, okay?
Can we say we hit reset?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, that was, you should have seen some of the comments to that. But that was pretty interesting. That was Huffington Post, and I thought that was, some of the comments, German Lord, I think he's the first one that commented on that. And he's the one that came out and said, yeah, really new meaning to go screw yourself.
Well, I'll tell you why. I know most dudes that I know, if they could get their penis up to their head, obviously to their mouth, they'd never leave the house.
Like Scary Movie 2?
Yeah, exactly.
The guy...
Going down on yourself. Don't need nobody else. This is getting off to a fucked up start. Okay, why don't you do one more for us? Get us back on track.
Company, you go. You want to get down on this?
Yum, give me some.
Okay.
Why is it that sometimes I say something and you guys just freeze up on me?
No, we don't.
Or you start laughing hysterically and go off Nike, you know? So it sounds like I'm sitting here all alone. You guys
all
like
alone
disappear.
Again,
yes.
yes.
Again.
One is the loneliest number.
Read, woman. You can get us further out.
One last one. You want utterly ridiculous or zippy trips to ER? Ouch.
Zippy trips to ER? Mm-hmm. Let's hear that. Sounds like something I might do.
Okay. Great Britain. An estimated 17,000, almost 18,000 men went to the emergency room for trouser zip injuries to the genitals.
How many?
17,600 and some.
You mean that British dudes don't know when to put their wiener away or wear underwear?
I think it's when they're pulling up stuff. And this is in general, between 2002 and 2010, according to an article published in the Journal of American or British Association of Urological Surgeons. Ooh, almost all of them had their penises stuck in their zippers. And when I read this, I thought, okay, the urological surgeons have all had their penises stuck in their zippers,
probably,
or the paper found that the respondents had their zippers as instruments of destruction.
I think that's just proof positive of a lot of drinking in Britain. I think that's what it is.
No shit.
Said there's at least some good news contained in the study, which found that annual zip-related genital injury incidents remain stable over the study period. So we're likely not in the midst of a penis trapped in zipper epidemic. Ouch. To avoid this ever happening to you, either wear pants with button-up flies or maybe just don't ever urinate again.
Or, there's probably guys out there who get their foreskin stuck in a buttonhole.
A buttonhole?
Yeah. Or you could just take out the hole.
Don't they?
But
isn't that how circumcisions are done?
Well, it wouldn't be a complete one. Then they wouldn't have a foreskin. They'd have a half skin. But, all right then. Okay, everybody looks happy. All right, tonight we're going to go into this thing about Ouija boards and spiritualism because it seems like they're kind of sort of making a comeback. And I know Marty and I have talked quite a bit about things that have to do with spiritualism and fakes and frauds and so forth. And I think Amazing Randy and Penn and Teller actually went way out on this particular thing to probably to discredit these people and all that. But the Ouija board has some very fascinating things about it. Actually, Gwen and I did some research on it, and basically it says that the first talking boards, as they were called, came out in the 1840s, and of course Mattel, which has been around for a long time, kind of snapped them all up in the 1890s and made them a game that anybody could get. And the name Ouija either comes from a sister or daughter of the original person that did them in the 1840s, or it comes from French and German, which both means yes. Yes, yes. Ouija. Yeah, exactly. Ouija, exactly. Mm-hmm. And now most people just say Ouija because of the way it looks. So, basically, if you use a Ouija board, people say that you're either opening doorways, dimensions, demons are talking, and other people say it's because the people that are doing it together subconsciously are making what they want appear. Okay? Some people claim that they've had spiritual, demonic, ghost things happen to them using the Ouija boards. And other people say that nothing at all happened, and so forth and so on. Now, I tried it, but for the life of me, I couldn't get the spirit to tell me what my Mega Million and Lotto numbers would be. It just didn't work. Pissed me off. Tried to burn the board, but it wouldn't burn. So, must be something. What do you think?
Oh, boy. To me, it goes back to talent. Talent or just about anything, okay? So many people think that things come from... Okay, let's take an artist.
Okay.
Insert the name of your favorite painter here.
Picasso.
There you go, Picasso. So, if you had Picasso's paintbrush, would that deliver into you some magical painting properties?
No, but I did a lot of graffiti. So, yeah.
But do you see where I'm going with this?
Absolutely.
It's not the brush, it's the person.
Right.
It's the person that's able to channel these abilities. You can be the shittiest artist with the best paints and the best brush, and what are you going to end up with?
Shitty painting.
Exactly right.
Shitty walk.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
So, personally, I think that it comes from the individual.
Okay.
The individual, whether it be a paintbrush, whether it be a Ouija board, whether it be a Harry Potter kind of, what are those?
Wands?
Yeah, magic wand.
Right.
whatever. It's not the one that does it. It's not the brush that does it. It's not the object itself. It's the frame of mind that the object puts the individual into,
Right.
that creates the power. Because we all create our own universe. In fact, it's they just recently did this scientific study, because there's the old saying, well, if a tree falls in the forest
yes.
and no one hears it, does it make a sound? And scientists have actually done this experiment, and the answer that they came up with after doing this experiment is, no, it doesn't make a sound, because you need a witness for this to become reality. That without it, it doesn't exist. And that's the latest scientific theory out there. So,
Like the cat in the box.
exactly, Schrodinger's cat. Until you witness the cat, until you open the box, the cat is both alive and dead. It's just the way that our universe works. And considering how magical really that in itself is, that your mind is what's powerful. The individual who is thinking of this, that's putting
Absolutely.
themselves in this state of mind, that's where the power comes from.
Yes, I agree with that. I believe it was Oppenheimer and Einstein both used the example of, if you're standing out in the desert or the mountains and you look at the horizon, does anything exist over that horizon? And they said no, because it doesn't exist for you.
Right.
Therefore, there's nothing beyond the horizon until you take another step where you can see further into the horizon. Then it becomes a reality.
Exactly.
This is some heavy shit. We should have some DMT here or something, man.
Well, because if you think about it, imagine, is a house haunted if there's no one inside of it? In other words, it takes someone to go into the house and watch the walls bleed, or to go into the house and get attacked by, the swarm of flies and, get chased out of the house, or you walk into the house and you hear the voice that says, "Get out."
Yeah,
It takes the individual for that to happen, because without the person being in the said haunted house, there is no haunting.
And there's nobody to report
Exactly.
that it is haunted.
Exactly.
That's
So
pretty
the
cool.
Ouija board, is it the board itself, or is it the person who puts themselves in this mood? Okay, because 9 times out of 10, when you're going to have this Ouija board and you're going to have company over and you're going to be either smoking something or drinking something, or you're going to be putting yourself into this mood.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of candles are you going to have if you're going to have the Ouija board? Are you going to have these, nice little minty, white cottony kind of candles that you get at Walmart? No, you're going to have these tall, black taper candles, and you're going to have it on the skull, and we summon so and so, speak to us, speak to us, and it's
Absolutely.
like, ooh,
Yeah.
the hair
Hair
on the back,
Yeah.
on the back of my neck just kind of stood up, because now you're actually kind of feeding an energy into it. And
I agree with that.
You're setting your expectations as to what you want to see. What do you want to witness? Because that's where the power comes from. You are generating this energy into, the universe, really, to bring this about. And, we've talked about necromancy before.
Yes.
That's what these people are doing, is that they're putting this energy in. God only knows where that energy is going, but it can definitely stir things up.
Of course it can stir things up. Now, we jump to necromancy. That's like for all the wrong reasons. You're like summoning demons and etc. And like I said, I've been a witness to one of these things, and that shit is not a joke. I mean, that's some
right.
serious stuff.
That's right.
But you're right, the focus of the energy, and it was after the Civil War that the Ouija board started becoming very famous, as did spiritualism. Now, in those days, from the mid-1800s to probably the 1930s and 40s, so probably 100 years, 90 years, it became a big thing. Do the Ouija board, have the seances, call the spirits, these types of things. And one of the biggest supporters and believers in this was Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the writer of Sherlock Holmes and several other things, and him and his wife. And they had befriended and become very close to Houdini, who was a major debunker of all this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And these people claim, people would go running out of rooms saying they had spoken to their dead relatives and had received information. And Houdini would be right there to debunk it. He put, during the dark when you had to hold hands, he would slip his hand out because he usually sat next to his wife, and then he would sprinkle black powder over the stuff or flour on the floor. And when the lights came on, you could see the footprints leading from the medium's chair and powder on their mouth from where the horns were blown by spirits. And he lifted up the arm of the chair and it would slide out because their hands were tied to the chair to prove that they had spiritual powers and weren't doing anything. So a lot of it was debunked. A lot of it was just total, complete bullshit.
Right.
But the focus of the energy had to go somewhere when people truly believe. So you got like a 50-50 scale type thing here where some people will say to their dying day that, no, it's real. It happens. It's really there like that. There's no difference at all. And other people say, no, it's complete bullshit. It doesn't work. It never did. Now, the other day we were talking about the, what the hell was his name? Had a TV show. And he'd go up to people.
John Edwards.
John Edwards, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Not the politician.
No, this was
medium.
the medium/magician, as he called himself.
Oh, he is a magician.
Yeah.
He's not a psychic. He's a magician.
Right. And what he would do is he based this whole thing on facial people's response. Like, if I'm sitting here staring at you or I'm staring at Marty, I go, you had a relative that passed. It was, and obviously, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be somebody older. It was your grandparent. And he'd watch their eyes. Oh, my God, their eyes would get big. And then he would say, their name began with... and he'd go with all the common names, like M, like Michael's the most common name. And he'd go like David or Tom or Michael, and their eyes would, they'd watch their eyes, they'd go up like, oh my God, he got the first letter. And then immediately you'd go, it was Michael, Mark, and it was a game. It was a game, and these people believed it. Like you were talking about the fake thumb in a couple of our prior shows. This was a fake thumb of the body.
Oh, yeah.
And that's all he did. And when he finally was proven... he really lost his show. He lost everything. But you can go back again and apply that to religious ideologies. And George Popov, have you ever heard of him?
No.
George Popov was a very, very famous, up until recently, a very famous Christian, quotes around that, Christian, that could do the same thing. And basically what he did was everybody who came to his revival, his whatever, they filled out a form. So the people at the door could say, well, we need to know about you. And they'd write certain things, and they'd say, okay, we're going to put this away and contact you later about the church, etc. Well, basically, they'd take it to the back room, and George Popov's wife would read them. And he'd sit there and he'd go, the Lord is telling me there's somebody in here named Marty. And Marty just recently lost his pet dog. And they, oh, my God, that's true, true. And then he'd go, Gwen, somebody named Gwen. God is telling me, the Holy Spirit's telling me that you recently lost your left shoe of that $500 pair of Pradas that you found, that you bought. And they'd be, oh my God, it's so true. And they actually set up in the back, the amazing Randy, set up in the back with a form of a transceiver, and they could listen to her talking to him, and he'd always put his hands up to his ears like he's listening to God. He was pressing on the little mic in his ear, and she would read to him from those papers. And people came out and said, no, Satan made him do that. Satan made him come up with that. That was Satan making that noise. That wasn't her talking to him. He's godly. He's full of the Holy Spirit. And he survived for about 40 years doing bullshit and made millions of dollars by lying, deceiving, and cheating people.
Right.
And the same thing that Edwards was doing, except because one didn't really have any claims to God or anything. He said, well, they're spirits. They're angels. They're coming to people like, But the other one claimed to be a ordained minister. And he was one of the new prophets of God. I had somebody tell me that on the internet the other day, that I was going to go to hell because they were a new prophet of God. I said, come on over. Let's talk about my lotto tickets. If you're a prophet, tell me what I can do. I want that money.
So they said that they were a new prophet.
Yep.
Wow.
Didn't say I was. God, everybody knows I am a new prophet. of the God.
How did they spell prophet?
Ah, very good. Not the PH, the PR. Prophet versus prophet. Yes, indeed. And this is actually one of the Duck Dynasty supporters who claims to be a minister to them. And he's one of the new prophets of God that the Duck Dynasty has taken in.
Of God or God?
You can put all that shit into that, man. Seriously. They're all just full of bullshit. All of them. Oh, I just got 2. I'm going to hell, folks. Thank you. Thank you, both of you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I was waiting for lightning to strike.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh.
No, move away.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, you guys
Put some
did
distance.
You guys did the Larry Niven thing, right? The only thing worse than throwing shit at a man with a loaded gun is standing next to a man throwing shit at a man with a loaded gun. So you guys just backed up a little. Thank you.
Just a little.
I think we should all go together. If God's that angry, we should all go together. We could have fun.
No.
You don't think so, huh?
No.
Well, okay.
No.
Whatever. I don't believe in organized religion, so
And that's all right.
yes, it is. I believe that there is a higher power, and I believe that there are beings. I believe there's dimensions. I just don't believe in this bullshit of dogma that mankind has made into the form of organized religion. Because most of them that make organized religion do it for their own gain. Whether they're money grubbers, whether they're property grubbers, whether they're pedophiles, whether they're whatever. They form their church and make the dogma the people follow so that they can get what they want, saying it's from God. I remember when Oral Roberts, which is a weird name for a minister, Oral Roberts. I don't know. Take it in. Take it all. Yeah, there you go. That was good. Almost made my dentures come out. But when Oral Roberts came and said, God came down and said, if you don't make $9 million for the Tower of Power here in Oklahoma City, or was it Tulsa? It was Tulsa, Oklahoma. It was Tulsa. Yeah, Tulsa, Oklahoma. That God was going to take him. That if his congregation and supporters on TV, radio, and there in the church did not raise $9 million to give to Oral, there we go again, give to Oral Roberts and his son, that God was going to take him. So people flooded in giving money to raise that $9. He never said what it was for. A boat, a plane, a car, maybe more oral projects. I don't know. But the people went crazy and they got him the $9 million.
It was for spandex.
Oh, Jesus, dude. You had to put that in my mind, didn't you? You know, you always tell me you can't unsee what has been seen. Well, you just fucking put a vision in my head of Oral Roberts and spandex, okay? I can see his little ball sack just hanging there stretched up. Dude, I hate you. Okay. That was fucked up. You did not need to do that to me. You bastard. So anyway.
Well, it reminds me of Creflo. Everybody's veins are popping out their forehead.
Jesus. Okay.
Creflo Dollar.
Oh, yes.
That minister who told his congregation that God needed him to have
a luxury airplane.
Like a Gulfstream. At a
Oh,
price
yeah.
tag of,
Oh, yeah.
I think, $65 million or something obscene. And they raised it. Was
That's
it 65?
insane. That's
or
insane.
6.5?
I think it was 6.5 because he got like a G5 Gulfstream or something like that.
Yeah, it was something
It was
pretty
the same kind of a
insane.
plane that Justin Bieber just got. You know, if Justin Bieber comes out and says, I need an airplane, say, yeah, whatever, dude. You know, you're a musician. You do all this stuff. Great. A minister comes out and says he needs a luxury airplane to fly around the world. Really?
You know what? We need to put it out there that we need a jet
We'll
to
probably
get
one of
this
those-
show out to the world. We
Drop
really
leaflets.
do. Yeah, that's right. Absolutely.
Leaflets.
As much stuff we said about ISIS, I would stay out of certain parts of the world because we definitely get shot down.
I'm thinking the U.S. for now.
Yeah.
Well, then we'll
tour
probably just
the
get a little
US.
gyro chopper.
Right?
Fly around.
Do the one that the guy, the postal service, was he postal?
Yeah,
He worked
he was
for
a
the Postal
postal
Service.
worker.
Yeah,
And he
they
flew a gyro
in
chopper into the White House, right? No, Capitol Hill.
Capitol Hill grounds.
Yeah, he's facing something like 8 years in prison.
Well, it had like little. Did you see it? It was white.
Yeah.
And it had the U.S. mail service stickers all over it.
Yeah.
And he was in uniform. I didn't know they actually used those things. I'd
Yeah,
be a
and
mountain
they're-
if I could fly one of those little suckers.
They're real lightweight, too.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of damage that it could do. Not even if it was, You take it up to like 150 miles an hour, it's still just going to put a slight dent into something.
I know
There's
it's like
no mass
balsa
to
wood
it
and
at all.
plastic or something.
Yeah, they're very light. Very, very light.
Well, I just saw a thing. Speaking of that, my mind just shot off another thing. On the news last night, they showed the newest sniper weapon. Have you seen it?
No.
It is a drone. And it has like all these mirrors and lenses and stuff on it. And it has two types of weapons. It has one that's loaded with multiple rounds of .223, or actually 5.56 military. And the other one has fewer rounds. It's a .308 or 7.62. And as they showed it, it comes up over hills and it gets a target. It acquires it almost immediately via satellite. And pop, shoots it. Always hits, never misses. I was like, damn, why can't I get one of those? Yes, it's a drone. And it's controlled by the Air Force guys or the Marines or whoever has that particular drone. As a matter of fact, the biggest pilot, Ace, with the most kills right now in airplanes is something like 7 or 8 as a Navy pilot. And the drone pilots, the ones that sit back in the room, the one with the most confirmed kills is 1,689 kills that this guy has done via drones. He's killed almost, getting close to 2,000 people.
These guys are like Call of Duty guys, where they're running around.
Video,
but they're actually killing people.
Yeah,
they're actually blowing shit up, and they get credit for it as aces, and they get a little chart, little thing. Oh, you've killed 1,689 people, and he's like number 1 right now. So he goes home at night, tells his wife and kids, "Well, I just broke 1,700 today. Killed 2 dudes in Baghdad." Or nowadays, I just killed 2 dudes in Baltimore. You know,
you never know.
Absolutely, it's just like scary shit. It's like something out of a science fiction movie. You know,
well, those
killer drones.
Those drones just they call them hobby drones.
Oh,
and they just interfered with the firefighting effort there in Southern California.
There were so many drones
that tried to jump the highway. The fire jumped the highway and ended up burning cars and 18-wheelers and everything. They had drones driving, taking film of the firefighting effort, but it was a civilian doing it. And the actual firefighters that were in the planes that dropped the fire retardant and the helicopters, they couldn't get close enough because these drones were flying all over.
They were everywhere. A lot of hobbyists taking their own pictures and news crews, and they were afraid that if it got sucked into the intake of the helicopters or the airplanes, they'd crash. And so they couldn't go until the deputies had to go around trying to find where these things were at. And they delayed the first dump by 35 minutes. And they then as soon as they dump, they send their drones back up. Then the deputies had to go around again, and then delayed the second dump by 20 minutes, which was vital. They wouldn't have burned the cars; the highway would have been covered.
There's always a way around it. Always a way.
Shoot them down.
Well, that too.
Shoot down the little drones.
That too. Either that or
turn that into a video game.
You can find out what frequency they're on and just jam it.
But are they all on the same frequency? I guess they would.
A lot of them are.
Yeah, because to fly that, you'd have to be. Because the FCC and all that's pretty...
Right, because they give you a certain bandwidth that you can put stuff on. So it wouldn't be that hard to find them and then just kind of jam it and take it out. Just like they do the exact same thing in certain places with cell phone jammers. Certain theaters, certain places that they don't want you to have cell phone access. They have these little things up on the ceiling.
Hospitals.
Yeah, and it jams your phone. You can't use it. You just can't because you need the signal to get to it. And speaking of signals, it's just like the signal on the Ouija board that you are putting out into it, and you are making this Ouija board do its thing.
I believe that. I don't believe it's demons. I really don't. I mean, you might open a different dimension with the energy you're putting out, but I don't think it's demons. I don't think they need that kind of stuff. Well, what most people consider demons, shall we say. Negative forces, whatever they may be.
Well, what's the difference between a Ouija board and necromancy, really? Because you are summoning something.
Well, when you do necromancy, you have the pentagram or whatever it is you do.
Right. What do you think the Ouija board is?
Well, yeah, but what I witnessed was the actual physical form coming up. Fire and flame.
Right.
You know, the only thing that could happen with a Ouija board, physical-wise, is maybe the planchette, the little thing they push around, would fly up and smack me in the forehead or something. But if you summon a demon like, you know, Azrael or Beelzebub, you're going to get your ass kicked.
Yeah, but why? What's the real difference between these objects?
But I don't think
Vehicle.
it's so much that. I don't think it's so. I think it's the desire.
Right.
Because when you want to raise a demon or an evil spirit or this negative energy to do something, you're wanting to hurt something or get something one-on-one. I think in the Ouija board, you're really, regardless how serious you are about it, you're just playing. You know, sure, the energy is pretty much the same because you're trying to summon something.
Right.
But in the Ouija board, you don't really want that thing to come up and go, hey, how you doing? I'm physically here. You know, hey, I'm going to kick your ass, you know.
I don't know. Haven't you ever played with one and seen how crazy people get with it? It's like, give us a sign.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some of these people, they're hardcore, man.
But you could do that with your cell phone.
It's just kind of creepy.
You know, get down, look at your cell phone, say, give me a sign. All of a sudden you get a text, go, hi, this is Beelzebub. What do you want to know?
Well,
oh, this is easier than the damn Ouija board.
If you're in the right frame of mind and to do the cell phone thing, you would have to say, this is the Ouija cell phone, or this is the necromancy cell phone.
Dude,
and it has special...
Somebody will patent it.
Right.
We need to patent that. We need to patent that. Don't even say that again. I'm serious, dude. Nowadays, somebody just said, oh, what the fuck did he just say? Next thing you know, they're down. I would have patented the Ouija cell phone and the necromancy cell phone. You know, talk to Satan direct via Horizons. I didn't say Verizon. I said Horizons. Okay? So, yeah, I believe you could probably do that.
See, because it's your intent. In the end, it's always your intent. No matter whether it's necromancy, whether it's Wicca, whether you know, insert your art here, or dark art, which, you know, the difference between an art and a dark art is that the dark art, you are doing something against someone else's will.
That and trying to call, well, like you said, harm. As I guess the dark arts are also known as the arcane arts, because every society, all the way back to the Sumerians, said it existed before they did. This dark power, you know, and so they just simply call them the arcane arts. So if these dark evil powers have existed, wouldn't there also have been good
Well,
powers?
sure, but take for example, you know, how skewed good and evil is. The best example that I could give our audience is this. One of the darkest spells that you can perform is a love spell.
Really?
Because you are, think about this. I mean, do the mental
so you're forcing
mathematics
somebody
here.
to give themselves to somebody else.
You are forcing someone to do something they don't want to do. That is very dark. Very dark. And what they want is irrelevant, because you are wanting them to love you even though that they don't. You're wanting them to do things with you, for you, to be obsessed with you. You're turning them into a marionette. That's a very dark
anytime
spell.
you force somebody to do something they don't want to do, regardless of the means in which you use to do it, yeah, that is pretty dark.
Speaking of Bill Cosby.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn, snap. But that really wasn't a Ouija board or anything. That was also pharmaceuticals.
That was just,
Ooh, pharmaceuticals, dark arts.
like you said, coming from a very dark place.
Exactly.
Wouldn't that be an excuse to say that criminals,
Sure.
they're just doing
Well, that's
it
why
against
Because really,
everybody else?
really, a love potion, that is pretty much the equivalent of rape, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you're not even in control of yourself if you're able to pull this spell off, and they're doing these things that they really don't want to do. Yeah, that's...
Well, you know, if you saw the interview last night with Bill Cosby, they were talking about all the stuff he said.
Oh, in the deposition?
Yeah, and he said that he didn't think he did anything wrong because he gave them acting lessons, acting exercises, talked to them about acting and getting into show business.
Exercises.
Before he gave them the drug. And therefore he did them a favor, because after he sexed them up, then they would leave with the knowledge of the things he told them that would enhance their skills to become a better actress.
Ah.
That's the dumb fuck thing I ever heard in my life.
Right.
You know, well, I think I justified raping them. I feel good about it. They may not feel good about it, but that's the way they paid me back. I just dropped a couple pills in their drink and ruined their lives forever, fucked up their emotions and their mind, but it was worth it because they got something out of it. It's disgusting.
See, a roofie is a very dark art, too.
Yes, it is. It's a horrible thing. And his wife's still standing by him. I wonder if he did that to her. That's a good question, I think. Maybe that's why she's staying with him, because she don't remember anything.
Well, if he goes to jail, she gets all his money. Of course she's going to stay by him. What is she going to do, leave?
Good point.
So either she gets half or she gets it all. If he goes to prison, she gets it all.
I don't think she's going to get it all because the women out there,
They're gonna
40
get some.
plus, lawsuits, civil lawsuits all over the place.
Well, Bill
Especially
Cosby's a
since he's
serial
been in
rapist.
well, yeah, as he should pay something.
Yeah, but the original police report didn't pursue it because Bill Cosby was a famous actor. Okay? That's bullshit. Anyone else would be in prison right now with some dude getting him in a headlock going, "You my puppy now."
Not unless you're Duggar.
Oh, well, that was based on religion, remember?
Well, but
They're a good
it depends.
Christian family.
There's still two tiers. You know, the society still has tiers. Money, people who have, whether it be name, family, rank in society, position, power, money, whatever.
Right.
And then people who don't have, and they're at the mercy of the system.
And
Yeah.
think about this
And
for
so-
a dark art. One of the other darkest arts, too, since we're talking about doing things against people's, having them do things against their will.
Yeah.
What about making the victim, turning the victim into the criminal? To where you're turning it around saying that, well, you know, it's because they turn it around on them.
Well, absolutely. That happened in the Duggars case. The oldest male of the family, he's entitled.
Right.
The females need to shut up, not talk about it,
Or
accept
she
it.
asked for it.
Yes.
Well, look at the way that she dressed. Or, oh, yeah, like, what was she going to do? Turn him down? Well, yeah, she can turn him down.
And no means no.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All this does go back to the same thing, whether people can register it right now or not. It all goes back to power, control, and assertion. You know? Whether it's on a Ouija board, whether it's in spiritualism, it all comes down to conning, bullshitting, and fraud. Whether it's, I've always said the Duggering, whether it's Duggering somebody, which
being
is
carroted.
true, or dynastying somebody, or carroting somebody, or whatever it may be, it's power and assertion.
Right.
And the direction of that power. Whether it's a desire for dark power on the Ouija board, or contacting the dead, in a spiritualism type thing, seance or whatever.
Finding out your future
Yeah.
on the Ouija board.
It all has to do with power and control. Every bit of it. You know?
I'm sorry. Where
No.
does the 8-ball fall into all of this?
The 8-ball.
The magic 8-ball. You shake it up and
I
it
thought
says,
I was like, pool? That's cool.
things
play
don't
8-ball.
look well. Or no.
I mean, it's in the same vein. I can imagine.
You're talking about when the people shake the little ball?
People
And
shake it up. They ask a question.
that's the
they shake
lazy
it
way
up.
of doing a Ouija board, basically.
But it's with people who buy it. It's kind of like the same intention.
Yeah, but unfortunately, a Ouija board would have an infinite number of answers.
Right.
Whereas this little ball has a very finite number of answers.
right.
Like 7 or 8. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Is it a
10.
D8? A D10?
D10. It's a D10. So you get 10 answers. That's all you ever get. Now, if I made an 8-ball, it would be an 11 die, and one would be fuck you. You know, shake it. Well, I make my fuck you. Oh, gee. Will my girlfriend come over spend the night? Fuck you. Oh my God, this ball knows everything.
How did she know?
No, but it's true. It falls in the same category as kind of a poor man's Ouija board, or people who want specific answers all the time.
Or maybe more of a fun. They're coming from a more fun perspective. Where Ouija, you say Ouija, most people have some type of visceral reaction to
Right.
it. You know, and they think, oh,
And mostly
I don't
dark.
wanna- it's
Yeah.
it's usually like, oh no, I don't want to do this. You know, and they've got movies about it. In fact, it was just on, and we just couldn't bring ourselves to watch it. We should have, but called Ouija.
Right.
And they had something like, was it seance or something? I think it was Take Me to Hell.
Oh, geez,
that movie?
That was so fucked up.
Drag Me to Hell?
Drag
I
Me
should
to
not
Hell,
have watched
yes.
that.
I love that movie.
I do too.
I hate movies like that.
I do too.
can't sleep right.
Like curse.
Right.
Being cursed. And then Thinner.
Uh-huh.
Stephen
That
King's
was awesome.
Thinner.
Now that was awesome.
That
White Man from Town.
Yeah.
I think anything Stephen King, right? You know, you want to go someplace? Let's go someplace. Stephen King. Stephen King said that he wrote the majority of stories. He never knew he wrote them. He wrote them like in a trance. And he claimed to have been in communication with demons and devils, and that he had opened a doorway and that he had dealt with it his whole life because he opened the doorway and they wouldn't go away. Most of the stories he wrote, he was just writing. His wife found his first stories in the garbage and said, "What is this?" And she was reading, so, "Oh my God, this is good stuff." And he goes, "I threw them in the garbage because I woke up and they were there. And I don't even remember writing them." And so she is the one who initiated the publishing of all this stuff. And now he makes an average of 60. What was it? Just recently came out, but not just from the books he's writing, but from the books he has written and movies that's been done.
Right.
He averages, his resources are like $68 million a year on royalties and all that type of stuff. Not counting new books that he's writing because he's still writing, but he still claims that he doesn't know anything about it. And if you remember when he got hit by that drunk guy,
Right.
and I don't know,
He got run over.
Yeah, he got run over, and he was in the hospital. And this guy who had run over him had 17 DUI charges, and
quite a few.
Yeah, the state of Maine did not put him in prison. He had to do like a few hours here and there. They found him dead in his home. His doors were locked, his windows were locked. He was laying in bed, and he was dead. And they did an autopsy. They couldn't find a heart problem or anything else. And of course, the Stephen King camp said, "Well, you know, he's a drunk. He ran over Stephen King. The demons took care of him." Now, that's one of those stories where you're like, geez, I don't know what to think.
It was the demon clowns that got him.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude. ICP again. Insane clown posse. Like I told you before, I like those clowns. Like, if they're scary, you know their intentions. You know? You're like, oh, scary clown. You know? It's going to kick your ass or something, right?
You're going to listen to some music and get high.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. But if they're a friendly clown, only thing I can think of is John Wayne Gacy.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a happy, funny clown. Oh, my God, I'm face down on the hood of my car with a dick in my ass. Hey, that's a John Wayne Gacy clown. He's happy and fun.
Wasn't there something about the particular angles of the clown makeup determine whether the clown is good or whether the clown is bad?
Sad clown, happy clown, mad clown.
If there are sharp angles, they're an evil clown.
Let's not go there, dude. I just have bad pictures in my mind. I used to go to the dentist when I was a kid. He had clown pictures everywhere in his office, in the waiting room, in the treatment room. And I remember looking up, watching these clowns while I get my teeth drilled or a tooth pulled, and blood everywhere. And I'm going, fucking clowns, fucking evil clowns. And it was. There's clowns everywhere. I think, yeah, it's just, oh, God, it fills my head with horrible things. Like,
That's why you're so traumatized?
I think that. Plus, I was raped by a clown when I was younger.
Oh, that'll do it.
Yeah, between the two, I think that pretty much do it,
Yeah, that'll do it.
So, ICP clowns, I go, hey, evil clowns. You know, dark carnival, cool, right on. I can accept that. I can respect that. But when they come out doing, I want to do a rubber animal, balloon animal, wee, smiling, I'm like, get the fuck away from me.
So what gets you is that they come out and lead with they present themselves as something harmless or not to be feared, or there's nothing wrong, nothing negative, and they like lull you into a false sense of security, and then behind the paint they're saying they're going to get you.
Well, I
that
knew
what
a clown.
gets you?
Yeah, I knew a clown in Colorado Springs. He was a very well-known clown, very big guy, 6'6", weighed almost 400 pounds. And this guy, I won't say his last name. His first name was Kevin. And he was like the ultra-friendly clown. Everybody wanted him at parties and parades. And his actual job, what he did all the time, he was a computer engineer. And he worked at SCI, which is some government contractor. And every once in a while, the FBI and would check their computers to see where the information went, make sure they weren't stealing information or selling information. And this dumbass has on his work computer him having sex with a 6-year-old girl and an 8-year-old girl. The FBI takes it, notifies the people at SCI, their security and their bosses. They bring it out. He's arrested, and he goes, "Oh, that was planted on my computer," and it's clearly him having sex. He was sent to territorial prison, okay, in Colorado. Because he was so physically big, he got sick, and they put him in the hospital which is territorial, and he died. And
I say one less creep on the planet.
Absolutely, one less pedophile. But the point is that everybody respected this guy. I hung out with him, okay, and it turns out he did this shit, sick ass freak, and he was a super happy clown, okay. So yeah, something about, again, we go back to ICP and the Dark Carnival, that kind of stuff. I'm like, okay, they're for real. They're happening, okay? These happy clowns like, oh, no. I do not trust you. Stay away from me. They freak me out. They really do.
Now, what if you could have a clown summoning Ouija board?
Oh, dude, that was just so wrong. Again,
this
is twice tonight
you're
you fucked with my
summoning
brain.
John Wayne Gacy. You're summoning all these evil clowns.
Why did you do this to me? That is a very horrible thought, dude.
Hey,
twice tonight.
Now you've got a few ideas. You've got the phone.
That's a good idea.
The clown summoning Ouija board.
That's a bad idea. Okay?
There's good,
phone
there's
good,
bad.
Clown bad. Okay? It's pretty simple. You have fucked with me twice tonight. I have neurons I can actually feel falling off and shooting around in my head. You did this, Marty. You did this. Okay, I'll remember that.
I think it was the Ouija board that did it. It wasn't me.
No.
It was the paintbrush that did it.
What are you talking?
It wasn't the person.
What do you mean you paintbrush me? You mean that we were naked somewhere and you accidentally wiped your penis across my head?
Hey, you said that, not me.
Hey, I don't remember. Okay, so you're pouring out a lot of stuff here tonight that's really fucking with my head. It's not only you can't see what you have seen, you can't unhear what you've heard.
Or you can't unfeel it either.
You are nasty with a capital T, Marty. Nasty. Nasty, okay? Jesus. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end the show then. Fine. All right. That's it. All right, then. After Dark with Dr. Mike. That's the name of the show. So please tell your friends. Go to our YouTube page. Check it out. I guess if you're listening, you're on the YouTube page. See, you got me so fucked up. I don't even know what I'm saying. Okay? If you go to Twitter, you can listen to it. No. It's on YouTube. So go ahead and check it out. Tell your friends and family. Tell your coworkers. A lot of people have told me they listen to it while they're working. They'll just turn on their computer,
right,
set on the show, and then they'll sit there and they'll surf the net while it's playing on YouTube. They open other windows, et cetera, et cetera. And just remember that basically what we try to focus on here are things like the weird, the strange, the macabre, near death and death, government conspiracies, corporate control, secret societies, occult cults, vampires, werewolves, witches, ghosts, spirits, legends, crimes, criminals, unsolved crimes, aliens, alien abductions. That's all I got run through my head. Anybody
Don't forget
add?
fetus soup.
Oh. You're a dick.
And generally exploring the unexplained.
Exactly. Definitely exploring the unexplained. Fetus soup, huh?
You said you were going to mention it, and then you didn't.
Well, that's because a listener wouldn't listen to a show after that, right?
Yeah, but I don't think she's going to listen to the show anymore anyway.
Well, it was for that person. Fetus soup, which is legal in China and several other places. So should I start every show? Hi, welcome to After Dark with Dr. Mike, Fetus soup. And we have Marty over here, and we have Gwen over here. Nah, that would be kind of mean. But I'd do it. What the fuck? I don't care. So, be sure to tell your friends and check it out. Marty, thank you so much for expanding my mind.
Make sure you like when you listen.
And subscribe. Yeah.
And if you have a comment, by all means, put it down.
Tell us what you think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we have a few. We got
Talk to us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We're getting some.
Yeah.
Awesome people. So again, thanks for listening to After Dark with Dr. Mike. Gee, I'm having headaches and auras right now because they've treated me so verbally bad tonight, putting thoughts in my head, which I didn't need and didn't want to see or think about.
We've bruised his whatever needs to be bruised. Like
oh, no.
piece
I
of
was going
fruit?
to keep seeing Oral Roberts in spandex. You know, I was going to go home and have some barbecue chicken, a baked potato. I don't think I will. I'll just go home and have a Cliff Bar, like a protein bar, because I don't think I'll be able to keep anything else down. You know, I just see this old dude saying, God's going to take me if I don't get $9 million with his nutsack squished up against spandex. Thank you, Marty. That was very sweet of you. I'll
You're
remember
welcome.
that when Christmas rolls around.
I'm glad I could help out.
When you go, what's in this container? It's feet of soup. It's all for you. Jesus. Well, thanks again for listening. Check in, check it out, and tell your friends, all right? Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, Marty.